What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. Once again, my name is Chris Drummond. I am a sports reporter, a writer based out of Minnesota. I'm also a broadcaster as well, and um, a proprietor of this Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I like to bring people on, talk about their why, get to know them a little bit, share their stories, and just love connecting with people and building connections and also networking with people through the industry. I have a special guest that I'm bringing on today. Her name is Kylie Austin. She is a master's student, grad student at Oklahoma State University. She also has her bachelor's in sports media from the same school in Stillwater. She has been a reporter. She is a social media manager right now. She has reported on different sports as hockey, softball, baseball, basketball. She's done it all. Very versatile in the game. Somebody who is passionate about sports reporting and sports media. So definitely want to get to know her and talk to her, learn about her why, and just break bread with her. So without any further ado, I bring to you the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Kylie Austin. Good morning, Kylie. How we doing?
Morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
You are doing good. I'm doing good. Sorry. You look absolutely fantastic today. Just want to say that starting off.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Also, I just want to thank you for coming on to my podcast. I really do appreciate it. I also want to ask you, how's your week going? How's
Doing
everything
good.
going? Good.
Yeah. Had a nice ice storm down here, so trying to stay warm.
Got you. I got you on that. No doubt. It was -7 degrees in Minnesota yesterday. So, it was cold. No question about it. Yeah, it was definitely cold. Um, I want to, before I get started, I want to kind of go over some things and let you know why I wanted to talk to you on my podcast before I start peppering you with all these questions. You know what I'm saying? So basically what I did was I like to talk to people who are in sports. I'm a sports reporter myself, based out of here. Um, so I like to talk to people likewise. I've seen that you covered a variety of sports, from baseball to softball to hockey, all the nines. And I saw your reel, and your reel really caught my eye. I loved how passionate you was in your reel, especially in some of the reels that I saw. If I can remember, I think one you did in Morgantown. In the background, you seen funnel cakes. I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "That's crazy." I was like, "That's pretty cool." Another one I saw that caught my eyes was the one where you had the hockey, where you called the hockey puck a sucker, and you said it was in your hand, and I was like, okay. It said it was the palm of your hand, the hockey puck. So it was certain reels like that, and the versatility of doing all those different sports, which really intrigued me to want to talk to you. I know you're a social media manager now,
Yeah.
and I know you do have your undergrad at Oklahoma State University as well, and you're working on your master's. So we're gonna get into all that, and I just wanted to bring you on and talk to you and kind of connect with you.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Absolutely. So, without any further ado, I'll get the party started by asking you, what is your why? Why did you want to be involved in sports media, broadcasting? Obviously, the camera loves you, and you love the camera because you're talking to the people. Why? What made you want to get into that? Did you have any role models growing up?
Yeah, so Molly McGrath is actually my role model. I saw her cover a game. She graduated from Boston College, and so she covered a Boston College game when she was a really new reporter at ESPN. And in that game, she had an interview, and the booth was talking with her about how she was a cheerleader during her time at Boston College, and um, she said that there was um, no way she wanted to leave the sidelines. She just loved being on the sidelines and hearing those conversations, and she just loved being there, and she never wanted to leave. And I remember, like, oh my gosh, that's exactly why I want to be in sports, is because there's nothing like that environment. And so I never want to leave it, and I want to share that environment with people. And so that really just started my trajectory into sports.
That's pretty dope. She is one of the best sideline reporters in the game, no question. I actually had a chance to meet her as well. She did Chick-fil-A Bowl. I believe the game was Ole Miss, and don't quote me, but she was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I had a
Yeah.
chance to meet her, and I was like, "Hey, Molly, how you doing?" And she was like, "Hi, how are you?" And we kind of broke bread for a couple of minutes, and she's very sweet, very nice, and like I said, one of the best in the game. So it's a great role model to have, no doubt. Now, you picked Oklahoma State University, and I believe you're from Denver, Colorado, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Okay. I'll try to do my research here a little bit.
You've researched well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So tell me, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to Stillwater?
There were. It was between Oklahoma State and Indiana.
Mm,
And I my parents had actually gone to school here. And so I had kind of grown up coming to OSU and seeing what game days look like here. And I was like, if I know I'm going to be in sports, I want to be in a sports school. And Oklahoma State has all of the top sports and we're regularly competitive in all of the top sports. And so that really pushed me over. And I was like, if I want to be learning what it is to work in these environments, then I want to go to a school that is really consistently putting up a show on the national stage. And so Oklahoma State was the clear choice for me.
Sure, no doubt. Especially since your parents went there. Obviously, you know the environment pretty well. It's familiar to you. Like you said, it's in a Power Five conference in the Big 12, which you obviously was at one of the big time games last night. It's Kansas, the number 3 seed in the nation.
Yeah, yeah.
No, obviously Kansas put it on them, but we're talking about Kansas though. They're one
Yeah.
of the best teams in the nation. So that was pretty exciting, pretty cool. This is kind of a bonus question. What is your favorite sport to cover? You cover so many different sports. What is the sport that you love to cover?
I think my favorite sport to cover is either hockey or basketball. I definitely would say I've also spent the most time covering those sports, but I think I just really fell in love with the way that those games are run and they're so fast paced that you are always moving and you're always watching something new. And I think that I really love covering them because of that.
I would definitely second that, Kylie, without question. Basketball is definitely my favorite. I love the fast pace. I also played it in high school, so I kind of know basketball. I kind of study basketball a little bit, and I love watching obviously college and NBA. So that's probably just yeah. So I'm with you on that. Totally. I got some favorite questions here, right? So I'm going to ask you some favorite questions, and you just tell me off the rip what some of your favorite things are based upon these questions. Are you with me?
All right, I'm here.
All right, let's do it. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, it's it's actually a boxed mac and cheese. That's
Mm,
like chickpea. It's based with chickpeas, so it's not like a true mac and cheese.
mm.
But it's my comfort meal, and if I have a good day or a bad day, it is my go-to. I'll come home and I'm like, I'm having mac and cheese for dinner, and everyone immediately knows what I'm talking about.
Okay,
The
like
mac
that.
and cheese, shout out.
I like that. That's what's up. Yeah, you can't go wrong with some mac and cheese. That's for sure. Okay. What favorite concert that you've attended?
That is so hard. I've actually gone to a lot of concerts in a lot of different places.
Hmm.
Probably my favorite, oh man, it's either Chris Stapleton, but because of the venue, I went to see Chris Stapleton, which he was phenomenal. So let's not just leave it to the venue, but I got
Sure.
to see him in Alabama at the Wharf, which is an outdoor amphitheater.
Hmm.
With my dad, and my dad and me like traveled out there to go see him, and that was really cool just because like there was like a lightning delay and then like the show got started late, and so it just had like all these elements that make for a really fun concert.
Sure.
And he was just so phenomenal. You were just mind blown at the skill that he had. Or I saw Zach Bryan here in Stillwater right before he got huge, and I had no idea who he was. But all of my friends did, and so I went with them, and
Mhm.
he just blew me out of my mind, and he has been my top artist ever since. So,
Okay. Okay. Shout
yeah.
out to both those artists. Definitely rock with you on Chris Stapleton. No question about that. Because I got a chance to see him in Memphis.
Oh,
Actually, went to Memphis and saw him, and he brought out Justin Timberlake because you know Justin
oh,
Timberlake is a Memphis native. So that was a pretty dope show. A couple friends of mine went out there, and I really didn't rock with country music until I moved to the South. I will be honest with you. I'm from the West Coast, so I'm from San Diego. originally. So, R&B, hip hop, oldies, even some pop music, but the countryside, I was like, no, I'm good with that. But when I moved to the South, I opened up my horizons, and Chris Stapleton's one, Eric Church's another one, Luke Bryan's another one of mine, Florida Georgia Line. I probably can bore you to death with all the artists I like now. But it's a really good genre if once you give it a chance, no
Yeah.
question. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Oh, I went to Costa Rica with my family a few years ago, and I thought that that was the coolest thing. We just did so many cool adventures and went from beach to mountains, and it was all an adventure, which just made it so fun.
Okay, that's definitely on the bucket list, Kylie, for sure. Costa Rica, I like that. That's what's up. That's awesome. Great family trip. Two more of the favorites. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? This is a two-part question. And favorite sport you like to attend in person?
Oh, favorite. Oh, well, I guess they're the same, honestly. Both are hockey and football. Hockey really unique, I feel like, in the environment, and covering it is just so fun because the fans are so passionate. But then there's nothing like being in specifically a college football stadium and just hearing that atmosphere. So both of those are for sure my favorites to cover and attend. Yeah, there's nothing like those.
Yeah, I had a chance to do production for the Minnesota Gophers out here. Their first game of the season back in August, which was pretty cool. It came down to the wire, and it was like a game-winning field goal in week one. So I love that atmosphere being at Huntington Bank Stadium. Plus, it wasn't cold at that time, so it was great.
Also helps.
Definitely helps, no question. But you're right about the college football atmosphere. I try to go to a game every single year. Stillwater is still one of my places that I would love to go, at least watch a game, because they said it's nothing like it for sure.
There's nothing like it. And I would say the game you should come to is Bedlam, but the series is over now that OU's going over the SEC. So unfortunately,
Are they
that's
still
one
gonna
of
play each other though? They still gonna play each other or no?
they are not going to play each other anymore. This year is the final Bedlam.
Wow. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm sure there's some other big time games that Oklahoma State's gonna have for sure. I'm checking into it next season for sure because I like to go to different places. I've been to Georgia, Minneapolis. Obviously, I've been to USC, the Coliseum, and stuff like that. So I've been to different places for sure. Um, this last favorite restaurant.
Favorite restaurant? Probably Chipotle. I can never go wrong. Always hits the spot every time.
Fun fact, Kylie, never had Chipotle in my life.
Really? What?
Yeah, never had
Have you just
Chipotle.
like never been close to one or just never like thought it was good?
I drove by it meaning to go inside, but I never I never stopped the car, unfortunately. So
What? Well, I highly
yeah.
recommend. It's amazing.
Okay,
So
what should I try first? What should I try?
I always get a burrito bowl and because I can just load that sucker on with like everything. Like I think I get almost everything that they like offer you.
I'm a
So
huge cheese person, like cheese. I gotta have cheese on a lot of stuff. So
yeah, oh yeah, cheese and queso. You gotta have both types of cheese. You gotta
yeah,
have all the
yes.
salsas, all the pico de gallo, all the things.
Yeah, okay. So you know what I'm talking about. I like that. Okay, so cool. Like I said, you do social media manager for Oklahoma State University. I would love for you to talk about what you do from day to day, right? What's your day-to-day work? And what job that you've done there at Oklahoma State, because you've done a plethora of them. What job has had the most impact on your career and why?
Yeah, so I'll start off going over my day as a social media manager.
Sure.
Um, so a lot of my job has to do with content curation and posting things on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. And so the cool part about social media is that it changes really often what I'm doing every day, which I definitely enjoy.
Yeah.
So like today, I'm reaching out to some of the Tulsa and online MBA students to kind of get some feedback into their lives so that I can post about those students because I have obviously being in Stillwater really easy access to all of the Stillwater students, but that's not the only MBA students in the program. And so I want to be sure to incorporate them. So I'm contacting them and like finding out more about their lives. But the MBA program is actually in Mexico. A
Wow.
lot of them are doing a study abroad right now. And so I'm doing some kind of cross country posting where someone who's there on the trip is posting some content and then I'm promoting it on other platforms.
Right.
And so it's kind of just a lot of finding what's going on within the program and deciding how to present that, whether that be a video or just a slideshow of pictures or a graphic. And um, it's definitely really fun. And I like that it varies a lot. And then my favorite job at Oklahoma State that has really changed me was covering basketball last season. I covered the basketball team for an on-campus media here, and that really just pushed me so far into like loving basketball and just like it was cool to get to be with the team the whole season and like really go through all the ups and the downs and like the wins and the losses. And you're there when we played Kansas last year and saw these amazing talent on Oklahoma State and on Kansas and just hear that arena and then to also be there for some of the tougher losses and it just really made me appreciate what I do and just get to appreciate that I get to be in this environment for every single game. And yeah.
Yeah, and that's a terrific answer. People don't understand kind of what goes in the day to day of what you do, and that's why I love asking the question of what you do as far as the occupation on a day to day. Because there's somebody that may look at this later on down the line that may say, "I'm intrigued to see what social media manager is or what it does." We're on social media all the time, so to
Yeah.
be able to have a job like that would be cool, right? And even though if you may do it either part time or full time, it's about the love that you have for the job that you do. Because, like you said, it varies. It's never the same as you wake up every single day. So I love that answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, it kind of leads me into my next question, which is about mental health and work life balance, right? And you're in school. I'm also a grad student as well at my alma mater too. So I understand working full time grad is just it's tough, no question about it. But tell me, how do you deal with your mental health and try to keep it um going strong and not to the point where you have breakdowns? Because in this industry of sports media, sometimes you are going to have those situations where it can be long days. It's not a 9 to 5 kind of job. Sports are evenings and weekends and sometimes long hours. So how do you keep your mental health strong, and how do you have that work life balance? Because you seem like a really wonderful person to know and be around, and you seem like you do have a social life. So tell me how you balance that.
For me, the balance comes in finding the little things and finding little things that I love that I know will always make me feel better. So for me, some of those things are coffee, like getting a coffee. If I'm having a rough day, I'll probably get a coffee, not necessarily for the caffeine, but just it makes me feel better and it makes me feel like, okay, I can handle this. Or going to the gym. I mean, nothing beats going to the gym and that after gym feeling of having those endorphins, like you just feel empowered. Um, and then also, I mean, I love spending time with my friends, and my roommate is like my best friend. And so it's really nice that after long days, both of us kind of come home and we debrief and just having that outlet to talk to someone and be able to share kind of the good, bad, and the ugly of what goes on really, really helps with that mental health. And so finding that balance of like, for me, like sports don't often go on in the mornings. And so having mornings like kind of slower is really important to me. So I try not to like schedule things before 9 a.m. because I want that time for me in the morning. And I want to, I mean, I would say I'm not a morning person, but I definitely like to have slower mornings.
Sure, sure. No, I feel that. And you said something that I totally agree with. Definitely dealing with mental health. I like to go to the gym as well. I like to blast my music loud and get and pump some iron or run on a treadmill, do that. I like to write poetry as well. I'm a huge writer, so I love just writing different kind of poems and different stuff like that. I'm also a huge mama's boy as well, so I gotta call moms and talk to her sometimes. And just be able to just kind of like you said debrief because sports is our life. That's what we do, but it's not who we are. So we're much more than that. And sometimes I just like to have a conversation with the homies or with just family in general. Let's just not talk about sports. Let's talk about any other genre that you want to talk about. Right? So let's just not talk about this because I'm surrounded by sports all the time. So I get that. I wanted to ask this bonus question. Uh, so you're from Denver, right?
Yes.
So tell me three things that I should do the next time I go to Denver. Because I've been to Denver several times. First of all, Ball Arena, one of my favorite arenas. You talked about venues. I love
Oh,
that venue. Talk about three things I should do the next time I go to Denver.
three things you should do next time you go to Denver. First thing on the list is you have to see a sunrise at Red Rocks. Everyone goes to Red Rocks like at some point. It's the really famous concert amphitheater.
Okay.
Go there at sunrise because you will never see a prettier sunrise in your life. So
Ooh,
that's number one what you have to do. Every time anyone comes to town, I'm like, we're going to sunrise at Red Rocks. Every time I leave town, I go to sunrise.
okay.
That's
Okay.
number one. The second thing, you said you've already been to Ball Arena. Did you go for a Nuggets or an Avs game?
Nuggets, because I'm a Lakers fan. So I went to
Okay,
the Lakers
okay.
Nuggets. Yes.
Oh, that's a good game to go to.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
Go to an Avs game there. If you want a hockey environment, Avs is where it's at. And so
Mm,
go to an Avs game. And then
okay.
third thing, oof, you should try Voodoo Donuts. Voodoo Donuts is just this Denver classic, and they're just these really fun donuts. And they're open till like 3 or 4 in the morning or something like that. And so there's nothing like a late night donut run to Voodoo Donuts. It's just a very iconic Denver thing.
You have got me intrigued. Donuts are one of my favorite things for sure. I've never even heard of that. You said voodoo donut?
Yes, Voodoo Donuts.
Wow. Okay. Shout out to Kylie. So give it the 411. I like that. That's what's up. I'm definitely going to try that out. I like to go there because Minnesota is obviously pretty close to Denver.
Yeah.
So yes, I went to a Lakers Nuggets game. And of course we lost to the Denver Nuggets, but they are the defending champion. So I
Yeah, I
get
mean,
it.
can't beat Jokic
Yeah,
unless
he's
you're,
really,
last
really
night's.
good. He's really good. But yes, I am a Lakers fan, and I do plan on going back to Denver. I also went to a Broncos game one time
Very,
uh,
yeah.
to see my Chargers. Of course, we lost again because I'm a Chargers guy. So it's been painful going to Denver, but the Voodoo Donuts will certainly cheer me up. That's for
Yes,
sure.
yes,
Okay, I like
absolutely.
that. Appreciate that. We're gonna do this or that. And what this or that is another icebreaker I like to do on my podcast is where I throw two things out at you and you just pick one or the other. Are you with me, Kai?
I am with you.
All right, let's do this. Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes.
Mm, we are gonna be great friends, Kylie. We really are. Okay, let's do this. Peyton Manning or John Elway?
Peyton Manning.
I like that. Okay.
Wait, okay, actually, I should back that up. Are we saying as a player or as like an executive?
Both. How about that?
Both? Okay, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning? Okay, here we go. All right. You said you like basketball, so I'm going to throw these two names at you, and you got to pick which one you like best. Steph Curry or LeBron James?
Steph Curry.
Okay, I like that. These next these next three have to do with music. Okay, which music artist you prefer to see? Which one would you prefer to see on this one? Casey Musgraves or Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood, I think.
Okay, that's pretty decisive. What about Zach Brown Band or Lady A?
Oh, Zach Brown Band.
Okay, that made you think a little bit. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. All right. Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen?
Oh, oh man. Oh, Luke Combs.
Hold on. Are you sure? You said that reluctantly now. Are you sure?
I think I would rather see Luke Combs in person. I think he would be an amazing performer. Mm.
I can definitely attest to you that he is. Had a chance to see him live, which I'm not assuming that you haven't or not, but
I have not seen him live.
he is terrific. He is, no question about it. I loved his music, and I didn't think I would, to be honest, because I had no idea who the hell he was prior to me going to the event. But I was dragged to it by some friends that once again opened my horizons
Yeah,
of my
they are.
job. And there it is. So he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Okay, you did good on that. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Oh, I think I'd be bad at both, so probably badminton.
You're not a good bowler? Is that what you're saying?
No, not that I think the last time I went bowling, I like was like last. So
Okay. Well listen, that's not terribly bad. Long as you don't need to use the bumpers.
yeah, I don't use the bumpers.
Okay,
I feel
well
like that's cheating. So
yeah. So then you're good with me. You're good. So that's okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Three more of the this or that. Okay. This one is basketball. Which basketball player would you rather I would say pick as your favorite? Paige Buckers or Caitlin Clark?
oh, Caitlin Clark.
Oh, you said that quick. Okay. All right. All right. I like
I just love her on and off the court. And the truth, I will give credit to Paige. I haven't seen, she's been recovering from that ACL tear, so it's been a while since we've like really seen Paige go off. But
it.
Caitlin is just, I mean, what she's doing up at Iowa is just amazing. She keeps breaking record after record, and it's cool to see.
He is the real deal. No question about that. Which sport would you rather watch? College or pros?
College.
College all day long. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Now, this is not a this or that question, but this is a bonus question. Outside of the venues of Oklahoma State, which is your favorite venue that you've been at to either watch a game or cover a game?
Oh, that's hard. I would say AT&T Stadium, because nothing's quite as passionate. Like those fans are just like like everyone there is diehard, mostly because the Cowboys have been so bad for so long. But everyone there is a diehard. Been to multiple Big 12 championships there. Very cool environment. But when I went to, you mentioned I went to Morgantown, Virginia, to see West Virginia play, and or went to Morgantown, West Virginia to watch W play. Um, that was really cool because of the environment outside of the arena. Like the stadium itself was really cool and fun, but like outside, the like tailgating experience was second to none. So that was really cool to go to. So
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. No, I don't remember the funnel cakes. I have a buddy of mine. I have a buddy of mine that is a West Virginia native. He now lives in Georgia. We went to the same college, graduated. He's a huge West Virginia fan. So his family took myself and him down to Morgantown to watch a game. I forgot who the opponent was. West Virginia won, and it was a great experience. It was different.
Sure.
First, go ahead.
I'm sure seeing some couch burning down there.
Oh yeah, it was definitely different. It was the first time I ever heard the Country Roads. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Country Road song by John Denver. It was the first time I ever heard them sing it like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty cool." So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a great experience. It really was. It's pretty dope. Last this or that question before I move on. Which of these would you pick? Now it's four different ones. I got an A, B, C, D. Or do you like desserts, by the way?
I do like desserts.
Okay, here we go. One of these you have to eliminate for the rest of your life. Can't eat it anymore. A, honey buns. B, pies. C, cupcakes. D, ice cream. Which one are you eliminating that you can't eat anymore?
I think cupcakes.
What?
I
Oh.
know. Well, first of all, those are hard choices. I think cupcakes because you could still have cake, and so I think like cupcakes. Like I don't know. If I had to pick one, I would go.
Mm-hmm. I like the detail to that, right? You technically can have cakes, they're just not cupcakes.
Yeah.
So you can still have like other cakes, like bundt cakes or those cakes. I feel that. I get it. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. If Kylie wasn't in sports media, right, pursuing that career, what career would Kylie pursue and why?
Oh man. It's been sports for so long.
I
Um,
know. I can feel that.
Honestly, probably something really generic in like business world. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, getting my master's in business administration, it's comfortable, it's familiar, but
What business would you do? Like, what business would you want to pursue? Like, if it wasn't in sport?
I have no idea. Probably
Hmm.
something in like nature or like outdoors. Like I love national parks and stuff. Actually, no, actually I changed my answer totally. I would want to be a Nat Geo like photographer or videographer or something. Like they just go to all the coolest places and like crazy stories to tell.
I can totally see you doing that. I like see you on like one knee taking pictures of like a cheetah or a lion like running through running through
Yeah,
something. That'd be totally
yeah.
cool. Okay, I like that. I like to ask that question a lot because we're so fixated on our passion, which obviously is sports for both of us. But I know for me, I would probably do theater. Because
Really?
yeah, I love musicals. I love musicals. I love plays. I love just portraying somebody other than me. I'm me every day, so it's cool to be something different, right? So that's what I would
That's
like to do.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would love that. This next question has to do with job roles. Now, I'm sure that you produce. I'm sure that you've been in front of the camera. Obviously, producing is behind productions behind the camera. Um, what ultimately in the sports world would you want to be? Would you want to be in front of the camera? Would you want to be behind the camera? Would you want to be just a writer and maybe a publication or just writing scripts? Ultimately, what would you like to do as your dream role?
My dream role is to be a sideline reporter. So
Oh,
primarily in front of the camera,
mhm.
but definitely kind of in the sidelines, running around, just hearing all of that.
Oh, I totally can see you doing that for sure. You do a great job, obviously, from the demo reel that I've seen and what you do and the passion you show. It really, really is amazing to see. No question. Two more questions. You've been really good on this podcast. Appreciate that. Next is advice. What advice would you give anyone that wants to pursue a sports media career? And what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Mm. I think the advice I would give is to don't stop running towards what you want, um,
Mm,
and not to compare yourself because I feel like, especially in sports, which I'm sure it's probably true for other industries, but sports specifically, it
mm,
feels like such a competitive industry and someone is always getting the better job than you or working with cooler teams than you or covering better athletes and stuff. And so don't compare yourself because there's also a really high burnout rate. And so you just need to learn how to fuel your own fire from within and not like get burnt out trying to chase other people. Um, so that's I feel like that's like the key to staying in sports long term is like don't let yourself be compared to others. Um, and then the best advice I've received would probably be from an old professor that I had who he told me that you should always be yourself in front of the camera because it's a camera everyone wants to put up up front, but the people who are gonna like stand out are the people who let themselves be on the camera. um and so yeah, that was probably the best advice I ever received was to be myself on camera.
absolutely. And you are absolutely wonderful. I'm glad you're being yourself right now. That's totally
Thank
awesome.
you.
Very welcome. But back to the first thing that you said, absolutely. It's very easy to compare. It's very easy to emulate sometimes people that are in the industry, that people that have jobs that you want to have. And it's just a natural feeling, being in sports, like you said, is very competitive. You look and you see those people like, man, how did he or she get that? And you going as hard as you go. But you got to run your own race. I think that was some advice that I got too. The words was run your own race. Don't worry about what other people are doing. If you continue doing what you're doing, then opportunities will be presented to you. And I really take that to heart. One of my old professors also told me that because I was like, at first, I was like, man, what in the world? Like, what do I need to do to get that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it was just one of those things where you're absolutely right. I love how you said that. And you've really given great answers all podcast long.
Thank
This
you.
last one has to do with two more people, Kylie. I need two more people from you that would be dope to come on here to talk to me on my podcast and let me know what they do and their why.
Okay. I think the first would be Alyssa Sanchez. I don't know her exact title, but I know she's working with the Rangers now. And we started our careers at OSU together. And so she's been someone that's been really cool to like watch. Like, I mean, we grew alongside each other and really learned how to dig into the industry together.
Sure.
And so I don't know her exact title, but I know she's with the Texas Rangers now and loving it. I remember that was like her dream was to work for the Rangers someday. So props to her.
Yes.
The second, oh, um, would maybe be my friend Carissa Sheely. She is currently
Okay.
a graphic designer for the Kansas City Chiefs. So
Wow. Look at that. Okay, that's big time. You got two friends that are with organizations that are defending champions. That is
yes,
awesome. I
yeah,
love that. That's pretty cool. So Alyssa Sanchez, shout out to her. And you said Carissa Sheedy?
Sheely, yes.
Sheely. I'm sorry about that. Okay. That is awesome. That is great. I love that. This is the bonus question for you. I did see in your reel that you was at Globe Life, which is where, if I'm not mistaken, it's Arlington, where the Texas Rangers play.
Yeah.
Um, what affiliation or ties do you have to that? Because that's amazing that you went out there to Texas and was able to cover, I guess, a game or cover the crowd or something like that.
Yeah, so I actually went out there to cover OSU baseball. OSU does a tournament down there every year, and so I got the privilege of getting to go down there and cover OSU. I think for that particular game we played Sam Houston State, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so got to go out there and cover it, and it was really cool being in the Rangers facility and like didn't get like the full experience or anything, but it was definitely cool to like get to move around the stadium, and it was like OSU but in Dallas, and it was really fun. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's what's up. I like that, and I keep thinking of these bonus questions, but
Yeah.
I do. But I gotta ask you this one because this is like a staple, this or that question, and I forgot to put it on the original this or that. Are you a chicken wing eater?
I am not. Well, okay, I should specify. I'm really picky about chicken wings. So like if you just hand me a chicken wing, no. But like I will eat chicken wings. But
Okay, so
being honest, I would prefer boneless.
okay, so that was one of my things, bone in or boneless, which that means it's great because I'm a boneless eater too. But I was gonna ask you about flavors, barbecue or lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper.
Mm, all right. All right. I know we're gonna be good friends. That's for sure. Once again, I want to thank you for coming on to my podcast and really telling me about what you do, really giving me some insight, just about the day-to-day basis of your job, of your why, of who you are as a person. Got to know you a little bit, which is great. It's awesome. And obviously, I hope we do stay connected. And I know you're finishing up your master's, if I'm not mistaken, this year. And congratulations on that, and wish nothing but the best for you in your future endeavors. As I always do, to conclude my podcast, is there anything else you would like to add before we conclude?
This was so much fun. I very much enjoyed this podcast.
I'm glad that you did. I try to make it enjoyable, but also try to make it informative. Like I said, there might be a question out there. If you're once this is posted and you're looking at this, it may be a question out there that you might want to ask Kylie. If you do, you can hit her up on LinkedIn like I did. And I'm sure she has other social media platforms as well. So she is a delight to talk to, obviously, if you watched it for this long. So I just want to say thank you so much, Kylie, and you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we will certainly be in touch.
Yes, thank you. You too.